goalkeepers, we have Lawrence Atiji Ziggy from St. Gallen. We have Joseph Wallacott from Hibernian. We have Frederick Asare from Asante Kotoko. Defenders, we have Bida Menza from Auxerre, Ediniz Anan from Novi Pazan, Mohamed Saliso AS Monaco, Jerome Opoku from Başakşehir, Istanbul. Then we have Abdul Mumin from Rayo Vallecano, Alexander Djikou from Fenerbahçe, Istanbul. We have Alidou Seydou from Stade Rennes. We have Tariq Lamte from Brighton and Hove. In the midfield, we have Mohamed Kudus from West Ham United. We have Ernest Nuama from Olympique Lyon. We have Salis Abdul Samit from RC Lens. We have Ibrahima Sulemana from Cagliari. We have Thomas Partey from Arsenal. We have Edmond Addo from Radnitsky Nice. We have Elisha Owusu from AG Auxerre. We have Abu Francis from Cercle Bruges. And then remaining the forwards, we have Osman Bukhari from Red Star Belgrade. We have Abdul Fattah Ishiwaku from Leicester City. Antoine Semenyo from Bournemouth. We have Jordan Ayew from Crystal Palace. We have Ibrahim Osman from FC Nordsjælland. We have Kamaldeen Sulemana from FC Southampton. And we have Brendan Thomas Asante from West Bromwich Albion. That's it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, those are the players for the two matches. Campaign begins tomorrow. 26 players have been named. Your comments are welcome now. The floor is open for your questions, please. Silence, please. The floor is open for your questions. You raise your hand, you tell us your name and your media house, and then your question. Thank you. Zainab.
My name is Jerome Patrick, freelance journalist. I'm more interested in the long-term projects than the names of the players. Do you know about the Ghana football game?
If I what?
The football game. And how does it fit into your 3-year or long-term plan? Thank you.
Okay, I can't really say that I know everything about Ghana's DNA. I think Ghana has a great history, football history, with great players in the past. We had really, really good times. I think the last really good times were when players like Michael Essien, Asamoah Gyan, Suleiman Tari. A lot of players were in the best form. I think for me, Ghana football stands for good football. And this is maybe I want to use the opportunity. It's difficult to promise victories because of football you can be better than your opponent, and at the end they will score and they will win, or one slight mistake will happen. But I think I will take the opportunity to be brave enough to promise you that we will play good football. Because I've been studying football for a very long time, and for me, the boys, especially in Ghana, they like to play with the ball. This is how they grow up when they're playing on the streets, and this is what I want to implement. And I think this is the easiest thing to implement because they will have joy having the ball, trying to dominate. I know that we will face opponents sometimes which are stronger than us, where we need to defend more, but in general I want to bring back to the joy with the ball. I want to create a culture, and this I think has been the culture in the past, not to be fearful when you have the ball. I know that there's high demands on the players, and it's difficult. there are difficult times, and there's a lot of pressure on the players, but I want to take the pressure away to allow them to do mistakes, because this is the only way we can, in long term, we can give them the confidence to play what they can. We know what they can. If you walk around the streets of Ghana, you see kids playing, you see what they are able to do, and this is what is in our players. And it's my job to bring it out, to bring in a culture with good habits, because good games don't come just like this. It comes with good preparation, to prepare them well, as good as I can with my coaching staff, which are helping me, and to bring in their ideas, to bring in their knowledge, and together I think we can create for the long term a very good Ghana national team. Thank you.
Where's the microphone?
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Hope you're fine too.
Please, my name is Yami. I want to ask, when Mr. Henry was mentioning those that are aging, he never mentioned of Andre Ayew. But in your squad, he's not in the squad. And getting to the latter part of the season, he had a very good season. Please, with all due respect, can you give me the technical know-how why he wasn't included in the list? Or is it because the pressure from the Ghanaians that he has paid his dues, so probably he should end? And secondly, my another question is that I want to know the kind of coach that you are. Are you a very Ghana type of coach? Or are you a Jose Mourinho type of coach? And after you've given me or you've chosen your role model as a coach, you give me reasons why you chose that coach, and give me the tactical know-how of that coach.
Let's do it without really shoot briefly.
Okay, so I think, to be honest, very good question. I don't know if the frame is long or we have enough time to answer all these questions. I try as best as possible. So the first thing you asked about Andre. So I had a long talk with Andre, personal. I visited him and gave him the reasons why he's not in the squad at the moment. And I usually held it like this, that I don't talk too much about the players who are not in the squad, more about those who are in the squad. And for me, I can say I don't like to I talk to players directly. I don't like to give information out about what we spoke about. So he's not part of the squad at the moment. Andre is, I mean, as everyone knows, he's a legend. He's a living legend of Ghana. What he has reached, it's unbelievable what he did for the country. It was a difficult decision, to be honest, because I like him. I like him as a person, also as a player. But this is the decision we took, and I like I said, it's not like we totally agreed, but I give him the explanation, and so I don't want to take it to another extent and say some things that people will write about and this and that. I know it's difficult maybe for you as a press to understand this, but I don't want to make it bigger than it is. Like I said, I have big respect for him. He's a living legend. He holds the record in games playing for the national team. He has, I mean, achieved things that just a few players from Ghana has achieved, and it's very difficult to leave him out at the moment. But at the end, me as a coach, I have to take decisions. The best decision, what I think for the team, and this was one part of the decisions. And
Type of coach. Type of coach.
Yeah, the type of coach I don't know. For me, I always try to learn. I'm a coach who wants to learn, wants to listen, wants to take advice, even from lower ranked coaches. I'm always open for discussions with other coaches. So I'm a learning coach, and I learn a lot from Guardiola, I learn a lot from Mourinho, I learn a lot from other coaches. I learned also things maybe you shouldn't do as a coach. So I'll take everything which I can get inside my head about coaching and try to take out of it. The best out of all, and this is me. Then at the end, I think a mixture of everything. I can play defensively, I can play offensively, I can play the mix. I will change it. I think I'm good at reading the game. How the game goes. I'm good in predicting things to happen, and yeah, this is me. It's
Okay, Sami.
Good morning, Coach. My name is Sami Ayew from Vision Manager. When you look at the squad, and it seems it's mostly, you've seen most of these boys are new guys in the system. So I don't know whether in the last house is in a state of rebuilding or something else. And then again, Jonathan Shua, who was part of the African squad, is having a fine season where he's playing. So I think they're
yeah, like I said, I mean, they're like, I talked to, I think some I even visited them, like some I tried to visit but I couldn't because my time was very, very short, but I talked to all of them, those who were not invited, who were part of the AFCON last season, and explained a lot of things to them. And for me, it's easier because I have the brighter picture. I see all the players, I compare them, and then I decide also which player fits into my playing style or in my idea for the game. And so for the player as such, it's difficult because he just sees himself. And I think, yeah, it's difficult to explain because I have to compare Jonathan, for example, with other strikers, and then to see what I need for our 2 games. And at the end, I took this decision. So it would be good, I think, that yeah, we take it like this, the squad, and it's difficult to talk about players who are not in the squad. And like I said, it's difficult for me to give out some reasons in public. I discussed it with the player, I explained it to him, and I think it's good to leave it that way.
Okay, next question.
Hello, Coach. Good morning. My name is Daniel Brandt, multimedia for Sports. Just want to know the parameters of which you are being judged by in your contract. You know, it's a 3-year contract.
Right.
And you spoke about, in your first stage, you spoke about the team being a rebuild. You want to know, are we still in the rebuild? Are we ready to win going into the next AFCON? Are you expected to qualify the team to the AFCON? So that means when we are assessing you can be a bit fair.
Okay, so surely we want to qualify for the World Cup. To ask me if I'm assessed if I qualify or not, I think I'm not the right person to answer you that question, but surely the aim is to qualify. At the moment we are in the 4th position, only the first one will go through. It will be difficult, especially the next away game in Mali. They have a very, very strong squad. But the aim is to qualify, but it's also the aim from the others. So it's about having the right team culture. This is the number one thing. What we're trying to build, the culture, long-term culture. Surely habits in the team, habits about work ethic, about being disciplined, about on and off the pitch, and surely to prepare them well. So this is our part to be on the pitch, to prepare them well, about to make them know about what's going to happen in the game. Once they know, they have an advantage to make better decisions on the pitch, and this is our job. And like I said, what I want to be assessed should be the way we play. I can't really, like I said, I can't predict. We will have good times, we will have bad times. There are just some few coaches in the world who lose rarely. I know that we will also lose matches maybe, but in the long-term process, what I want to be assessed on should be the way we play. The way we play. And I think we showed, even though we went out, we showed when we played against Nigeria, when I came the first time, that we played good football. Not only that we qualified, we played good football, offensively, but also defensively. Even at the World Cup, we had, let's say, good phases where we played good football. And this is what I want to have permanent in every game. I know we, like human beings, we can't be perfect all the time, but I want us to be brave, to play good football, and this is where you can judge me on. And at the end, I'm a strong believer that in long term, if you play good football, it will benefit and the results will also come. And surely at the end, it's a result sport, and I will be judged by the results 100%. And my contract goes 2.5 years, and after that I will be judged, and hopefully we win a lot of games so that the judgments are not that hard.
There is a hand at the back, please.
Coach, my name is Tar. You kept mentioning how you want to play. I watched your team, Dortmund, very mechanical. Most of the German young coaches are very mechanical. You play kind of football routed. You kept mentioning about how you want the team to play. Should Ghanaians expect your team, or are we expecting a routed kind of football from you?
Yeah, I think I'm not new. I'm not like 100% new. So everybody knows how we play, and so with me, I think I have like 4, 5, 6 systems in my head which I can play. So I'm not like I will play like this. So I don't think I'm easy to predict. And yeah, so the tactics vary. They vary. So we have, and also varies with the opponents. It also varies with the players we have at that moment, at that very moment. And surely I try my best to bring out their biggest strength. So I can't say I'll play like this or play like this. And yeah, if the Dortmund way is that bad, at least they're in the final of the Champions League. So maybe I should use that way. I don't know.
Okay. All right, Coach. Good to have you. My name is Gabriel City. I mean, in terms of building on success, the current administration has said 4 coaches appointed. I think they are feet. It's not looking good on the senior national team. From where you sit, what do you think, or what? I want to get your thoughts on that. And also, what do you say is the difference from the Otto Addo we saw at the World Cup and the Otto Addo coming now?
Okay, I mean the first question. You know, I was not there when the other coaches were there. I know when I had to go, because and people have been asking me a lot about this and why I left, but this was part of the negotiation with Dortmund, that I will be there for a certain term, and after the World Cup I have to come back. That's why I had to go back to Dortmund. And why other coaches didn't succeed, I was not there to say anything about that. So there you have to ask the FA, not me. And the second question was what?
What's the difference from the Otto Addo we saw at the World Cup?
I think I grew older. I learned a lot within these, was it 2 years? No, 1.5? 1.5 years, I learned a lot. And yeah, I think I'm better than before. So I'll try to bring my expertise into the game, my knowledge into the game, and like I said, I try to bring the knowledge of my technical team as well into the decisions. And yeah, hopefully we make the right decision to win the next game. This is what I'm thinking at the moment, and yeah, that's it.
All right. Coach, good morning. I'm Samuel
now out. We don't want to be there with speculations. So my first question has to be with who's going to be the captain now. That's my first question. My second question, that's my first question. I don't want to see speculation. My second question has to be with after the game against Uruguay during the World Cup. After the game against
Silence, please. Silence, please.
After the game against Uruguay, as your presser, you made mention that you hope that the next coach who is coming to take over will have that free will to work.
No.
Okay. Fine. I just want to say now during when Henry introduced you, when you were talking, you made mention that it was a very difficult decision for you. Now you are back. Let's go back to the statement that you made. How are you going to work now?
Okay, to be honest, let me stay on the microphone. The first question again, because it's too much for me.
First question is who captains the team?
Also, Thomas Partey. Okay, second question.
Now the second question has to be with after the game against Uruguay and the press.
Yeah. Okay. And actually, I never said this. You have to go back, make your research, and listen closely to what I said. No. And for me, I can just say, this comes to me. Me, I have a free mind. I'm totally free. I was happy the way the FA, because I heard a lot of stories before I came, let me do my thing. To be honest, I don't know if I can say it. The only pressure they gave me was to bring local players. The only pressure. And I've been looking, and I will look even closer. Now that I'm full-time, I have a full-time appointment. I will look closer. I will look closer to the league. I will observe the league live, not only on video. Live. I will be here. I'll be watching. I'll be going rounds. I'll be watching. I will try to help as much as I can. I will look very, very closely. For me, if a player is good, he's good. It doesn't care where he comes from or where he plays. If I like a player, I will take it. And I will look very close to find players from the local league. Very, very close. So I'll be doing my tours, I'll be watching games, I'll be traveling, I'll have time for this, and I'll use the time to watch, especially local league.
Okay, I will take two questions from this lane and then I will come back here. Okay, Selom.
Congratulations, Coach. So as you always around football, and you are back for the second sitting. What would you consider personally to be success after your tenure and setting? The second question is Henry, the training, which ones are we allowed to come up?
I'll take both questions, please. So the first one, like to look in 10 years, you said?
When your tenure is over,
yeah.
What do you consider a success?
Success after your 10 years.
Like I said, good football, but at the end, good football will end in good results. And if anybody at the end of the day will say the way we played was bad, then I take it as my loss. Like I said, sometimes in football, it's whether the ball goes on the post and in or out, it's inches which can decide about your future. And it's very difficult to predict results. But I'm a strong believer if you prepare well, if you give the players the joy, and they have the joy with the ball, if you give this to the player, the chance to play with the ball, to bring out the biggest strength, then I'm very, very convinced that we will be successful.
Okay, Zurek, yes. Training.
Training.
Which one?
Yeah, I'm not. Because we had to make, as always, we always had to make changes here and there. So, but we'll give out shortly a day where we have an open training session. I know it's very, very important for the Ghanaians also to see the players. I really understand this. But for me, the biggest concern is because we're having just 6 days, 7 days of preparation, I will have everyday tactical sessions because like I said, I'm a strong believer of giving out knowledge and we want the players to know what they have to do. In turn, they are leading. In turn, we are leading. In terms of I don't know, we get a red card. I want to go out through every scenario, and therefore I have to prepare the team tactically well. And if these tactics are being filmed and the opponent can see what we're doing and then they can prepare well, I hope you understand that it won't benefit us. So for this, I have to say sorry for not letting all the session being open. I'm very, very sorry for that.
Okay, so essentially what he's trying to say is that we'll make an announcement as regards which of the training sessions will be open to the public.
Yes.
At the moment, no decision has been made yet. Thank you.
My name is Professor. I work with the graphic sports and coach. The last time that you were here, you left after you saw out your deal. Does it feel like you are coming back because you have some finishes inside? I would like to know what that is.
Silence. So the last time I came, the aim was to qualify for the World Cup, and we didn't. And I think we were pretty close, even though we lost 2-0 against Uruguay. We were pretty close to advance to the next stage. And unfinished business for me is just like an opportunity for me personally to get out of the right. So we are not on top of Africa at the moment. And if this would have been the case, I wouldn't have been called. So for me, it's just to improve the players, improve the situation of the national team, and yeah, we try as much as we can to qualify for the World Cup. And I'm very, very convinced that we have the quality to do that. And this is the biggest aim at the moment. Okay, yes, sir.
Goalkeepers in the game, the ball distribution, we kind of 50 ball distribution from a single goalkeeper. Minimum 11. I will see a player. They can make opponent. Walk pass now back. Then I will be brief goalkeeper. Power bend, I will be done. I'm a goalkeeping department. I also the problem.
If you had to send me from a liar. Because we goalkeeper coach, but your plan there to say line, but to go young goalkeeper so until bombers make sure say oba training sa distributions. But in general, Brian Moore may coach 2022. Who was statistics and so on? How was the statistics? Okay. It shows a better. Don't worry.
Okay, please, let's move on. Kelvin.
Kelvin also has an activity. Coach, we know you've been a talent developer for quite a long time. We know this last has been about up-and-coming, young talented players. Will they always have the priority in any selection weekend? How is that going to feed into you building a very solid national team that can last the test of time?
I think the only thing, the only way it will feed into my suggestion is but this has been done before as well. There were always young talents who have been given the chance to play for the national team, and I'm open. For me, surely it's important to have experienced players in the team, surely, very, very important, because they can guide the young guys, but if somebody is good, you will always get a chance, and I don't care about the age.
Okay, Benji.
Okay, Coach, my name is Kenja Ndosu. I'm a broadcaster this week.
first question is on Andre. I know you have already answered with that, but I want you to clear this so that every campaign will be clear in his mind on the state of the Andre Ayew on the national team. Is he coming back again in the national team, or a decision you took is at the moment? Because he's a general, he's a captain for the team, and he has a lot of role in the team. So Andre returning to the team, or the decision you took is final decision. He's not coming back again. The second one is your technical team. Chairman, assistant coach, Biscuit Lama, and also John Pinto and Lion. Please, was it your recommendation or is something that FA appointed himself for you? Please, kind of.
Okay, the first question.
Whether it is over for him or
yeah, I'm what I learned about listening. I think there was a question about from which coach I took some this that. I would never say never as a coach, never, because I don't know what will happen in next season. The door is always open. For Andre, this is a decision for this.
Also, that was Otto Addo there. Otto Addo is head coach of the Black Stars there, naming his squad to face Mali and then the Central African Republic. The topical miss out of the squad, though, is that there's no Andre Ayew, who's captain of the Black Stars, and there's a player places for Thomas Partey, Jordan Ayew. There's also no place for players like Daniel Amate, Joseph Paintil, who are all missing out through injury, as well as Majid Ashimeri. But you can see the squad right behind me as well. It is here. And for goalkeepers, you can see Lawrence Atizigi, his name is up there. Jojo Wolacott is also in there. And Frederick Asare, he's had a good time with Kumasi Asante Kotoko this season. He's the only local player who has made the list in there. Frederick Asare gets into the Black Star squad. For defenders, there's Gideon Mensah, Ebenezer Annan, Salisu Mohammed, Jerome Opoku, Abdul Mumin, who's yet to make a full debut for the Black Stars, and Alexander Jiku, Ali Duseidu, and Tariq Lamte walks back into the team. So those are the defenders there who have been called up for the Black Stars games against Mali and in the Central African Republic. Also for midfielders, there's Thomas Partey, who plays at Arsenal Football Club. Then there's Elisha Owusu, who plays at Auxerre. There's Salis Abdul Samed, plays at Lens. Mohamed Kudus. Ibrahim Sulemana, who has also come in there. Ibrahim Sulemana plays for Cagliari. He's had a really good time this season in the Italian Serie A. And then there's Edmond Addo, who has also gotten his name on the list. And Francis Abu is also in there. For wingers, there's Jordan Ayew, Kamaldeen Sulemana, Abdul Fattah Ishahaku, and Osman Bukari. Then the attackers, there's Brandon Thomas Asante. There's also a place for Ibrahim Osman, who plays for Nordsjælland, actually on his way to Brighton in the off-season, and then Antoine Semenyo, who plays for Bournemouth and had a really good time there. So that's your Black Star squad. Oreku Ampofo is still here with me in the studio. Oreku, decent squad.
Yeah, I think it's not too far from what many expected. If you're looking at the reasons given for some of the absentees due to injury, then I think this is close to our best team out there. I'm struggling to think of perhaps a player that is somewhere that deserves to be in this squad. Yep. Probably the only asterisk is Andre Ayew, and whether it was time to really phase him out. But as we reported a couple of weeks ago here on 3 Sports, is something that Otto was looking at, phasing out the older guys. So he mentioned in his presser right now that he traveled, spoke to about 10, 11 of them, and Andre is the first step. It's not going to be rapid. We're not going to see all of these guys phased out in one call-up. I think with time, we're going to see a lot more youth being inculcated into this team. So I think good direction. Yeah. For now, the big question is, now that Otto has done what many people wanted, to bring in the young players, do we have the patience attached to be able to sort of keep the faith in these young players, even if they're not winning games? Yeah, I think that would be the big question.
Anyway, now look, I'm looking at the defenders here, and then the defenders have always, it looks like Ghana's strength have now become the defense. You look at the defenders and there are always like some really good names there. But there's Abdul Mumin, who has always gotten a call-up one way or the other. Yeah. What does he have to do to get ahead of Salisu and then Jiku and probably start again?
Well, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult because I remember even when Mumin was in the squad, when we played against Nigeria and we switched to a back three, and then in the game that we played against Madagascar, he used Gideon Mensah as a centre back instead of Mumin. So there was that trust issue, but that was maybe a couple of years ago. Mumin is a different player now. Otto Addo understands the game differently now. So we may not be able to use that as a premise.
Right.
But if you're looking at his direct competitors, I think at the moment, Jiku is ahead of him. And if Jiku is taking the right side of defense, that is only left to the left side. And we know that Otto loves to play with the left footer because of how he builds up and the angles that a left footer centre back can open and have access to from the left centre back row. So I think it will be a direct competition between Jeremy Opoku and Salisu. We've seen Opoku do well in a friendly. So I do think maybe Jiku and one of Salisu and Opoku get in ahead of Mumin at the moment.
Final question before we go. Brandon Thomas Asante, quickly.
I wouldn't say it's a big surprise because he wasn't lined to be part of the World Cup squad. In fact, at that time, sources close to the team did mention that he was one of those borderline decisions that they sort of made up their mind up last minute because they didn't know where to fit him in the squad. So judging from that, they did have him in mind in the short term and near future. And so to see him in the squad after the AFCON is not too surprising. I think he's a different profile to what we do have, has a lot of pace, very similar to Iñaki Williams, can also run down the channels, very strong on the ball as well, and has been scoring goals for fun in a very difficult West Brom side that didn't have the best of endings to the season last time out, but he was still their top scorer. So he comes in with a reputation of scoring goals, and it's something that the Black Stars will always openly welcome.
Thank you so much, Chori Kwampofo there. My colleague always up to beat with what's happening with the Black Stars there. But that is your squad. That is the Black Stars squad announcement that we've just brought you. And the two games against Mali, that's on the 6th of June. And then on the 10th of June, Ghana will host the Central African Republic. But we'll be back on News Central with some more on the squad. Stay with us.